Ever since I moved to Las Vegas back in 2019, I learned that there's so many great things about living in this city, but I also learned that all these good things come with some bad. There's some things about Las Vegas that I really can't stand, even though I really enjoy living here. I want to share with you all what these things are so you know exactly what you're getting yourself into before you make a big decision to move to Las Vegas. I'll be breaking down this video about the pros and cons about living in Las Vegas. Now let's start with the good things about this city. If you didn't already know, let me be the first person to tell you that Las Vegas is the entertainment capital of the world. Let's be honest, when you come to Las Vegas, you know you're coming out here to have a good time. Many people come to Vegas to celebrate a birthday, an anniversary, bachelor, or bachelorette party. When you visit Las Vegas, it's all about having a good time. But when we closed down for that 4 months during the pandemic, Las Vegas lost billions. And for a city that thrives off tourism, that 4-month shutdown hurt us for the entertainment lifestyle. That 4-month period seemed like a lifetime. I remember coming down here to the Strip just to take pictures to see what it looked like, and the streets were empty and all the casinos were completely empty. It was something that you'll never see again. But now that Vegas is back open and we're past the pandemic, we saw nearly 40 million people visit here last year. That really just goes to show you how many people really want to be in Las Vegas. I think the best part about living in Las Vegas is there's always something to do, and it's a very fast-paced city. But the whole entertainment capital of the world mantra doesn't only apply to tourists, it also applies to locals. We all know people love Las Vegas because of the gambling and all the partying that you can do on the Strip, but over time, this place has really turned into a sports town. Las Vegas really has almost every professional sport located right here in the city. Just last year, the Las Vegas Aces won the 2022 WNBA championship, and they're highly favored to win again this year because of their new signing of Candace Parker. Now, we also have the Las Vegas Raiders here, who have an amazing $2 billion stadium. And even though I'm not a Raiders fan, I had the opportunity to get field seats for the Wynn Field Club and watch my Philadelphia Eagles play. Watching the game from the field seat was an incredible experience. It was literally grass and then me. It was nobody in front of me, and it was just an awesome time to watch the game. Along with the WNBA and the NFL, Las Vegas is also home to the NHL with the Las Vegas Golden Knights, and they've actually been to the Stanley Cup Finals in the past few years. I'm a huge MMA fan, and I really love living in Vegas because the UFC headquarters is right here. And last but not least, Las Vegas does have minor league baseball with the Las Vegas Aviators playing here too. Now, it's been rumored that the Oakland A's want to move to Las Vegas, but that's still to be determined, so we'll see. As you can see, sports is a huge part about living in Las Vegas, and you don't have to be a fan of the teams here to see your favorite. Another great part about living in Las Vegas that people really enjoy as a local are the live shows. I've personally worked with clients who wanted to move to Las Vegas just because they wanted to go to the Strip and see some new shows. There's several year-round shows out here in Vegas like Cirque du Soleil, Chris Angel, David Blaine, David Copperfield, and the Jabberwockies. You can honestly never really run out of shows to see here in Vegas because they run year-round and they're constantly adding new shows. Now, concerts are even hotter tickets in Vegas, and big artists come out here all the time for sold-out shows. Big artists like Adele, Taylor Swift, Garth Brooks, and Bad Bunny have already sold out Allegiant Stadium, and Beyonce is coming here later this fall. The nightlife in Las Vegas is a given, and almost every hotel here has their own day club and nightclub. My personal favorite club out here in Vegas is Dre's because I like the music that they do. The music there is more in my style and my vibe. Other clubs is more fist pumping, and that's not really my style. I'm actually super excited for the grand opening of the Fontainebleau Hotel. It's a hotel that actually started in 2007 and is now almost complete in 2023. They had a big financial issue during the last home crisis here in the United States. So now that they got their funding back together and they're back under ownership by the original owner, Fontainebleau is going to open up this fall, and I'm excited because they're already in Miami, and there's rumors that they're planning on bringing their Miami lifestyle here to Las Vegas. I'm also super excited about the MSG Sphere. This is a $1 billion music and entertainment arena that's covered in LED screens. They're going to host boxing fights, concerts, musicals, and so much more. I think it's going to change the entire look of the Las Vegas skyline when you look at it from above. I've had the opportunity to drive by it consistently as they've been building it, and it's going to be a real spectacle, and I can't wait to see it open later this year. Now, let's not forget about how great the food scene is here in Las Vegas. And if you follow me on social media, you'll see all the different places that I get to go in Las Vegas, and you'll see how many different varieties of cultures and dishes that I get to try here. It's like when my family and friends come to Las Vegas and they want to go get something to eat, they always ask me what my recommendation is. Oftentimes, I find it kind of challenging to give them a recommendation on where to go eat because of the fact that I've been so many different places, and I honestly don't remember a lot of them after I go unless they really stand out. Vegas is undoubtedly the entertainment capital of the world, but it doesn't only apply to tourists, it also applies to locals. Locals love being able to get out in the city and experience what Las Vegas has to offer. Living in Las Vegas means over 300 days of sunlight every single year. With this great weather, it comes with a lot of nature and outdoor activities. Vegas is surrounded by 6 different mountains, and being outdoors is a common thing year-round. The fact that Vegas gets so much sun, it makes it a great place to be outside with your family and your kids. Many locals in Las Vegas visit Red Rock Canyon, which is just outside of Summerlin. To visit Red Rock, it costs $20 per car, but you can also visit for a $50 fee yearly. Just outside of Vegas, you can drive up to Mount Charleston, which is about 45 minutes from the Strip. During the hot summer months, locals will typically drive up to Mount Charleston because the temperatures there are always a little bit cooler. Now, there's several hiking trails at Mount Charleston or Red Rock, and the views of Las Vegas are incredible. If you really love nature and the outdoors, another thing that you can do out here in Las Vegas is drive a little bit further down to the Valley of Fire. This is a Nevada state park, and it has some of the best hiking trails in the state, and it only costs $20 per car. And for those of you who want to stay a little central in Las Vegas, another thing that you can do is go down to Lake Las Vegas. In this area, there's a ton of different restaurants, and there's a bunch of different water sports that you can do on the lake. You can go wakeboard, kayak, and they even have one of those water jetpacks that you can ride. For people that have a boat or a jet ski, they typically go out to Lake Mead and have fun on the lake. And I know many of you have heard about the water shortages here in Vegas and what they want to do with Lake Mead now that it's drying up. But the reality is, Vegas gets less water from Lake Mead than you think. More water from Lake Mead goes to California and Arizona than it even goes to Las Vegas. There's actually huge amounts of water reservoirs that Vegas has saved. So no matter how you want to enjoy Las Vegas, there's plenty of different things that you can do, and a lot of them are going to be outdoors. Living in Las Vegas is really like living in a large metropolitan city. The population in Las Vegas was 2.8 million, which was a 2.4 increase from 2021. You would think with so many people moving and living in Las Vegas, it's a nightmare to get around, but it's actually the opposite. There's only 3 major freeways in Las Vegas, and it makes it quite simple. Las Vegas has the 15, which runs north and south, the 95 that runs diagonally through the city, and then they have the 215, which does a big loop around the city. This makes transportation around the city very easy, and to be honest, no matter what side of town you're on, you're going to be about 20 or 30 minutes away from your destination. Another big thing that I love about living in Las Vegas is we have a major centrally located airport. Just last year, Las Vegas saw 53 million passengers travel through this airport, which made it go down on record as the most trafficked Harry Reid Airport has ever seen in history. It's always a good option flying out of Las Vegas because the ticket prices here are always going to be cheaper than somewhere like a LAX. Although I recommend having a car here in Las Vegas, if you don't, getting around via rideshare is always a great option. There's plenty of Lyfts or Ubers that you can order from anywhere in the city. I think a really cool way to get around Las Vegas is through the new Tesla Loop. This loop is an underground tunnel that travels from the convention center to the Strip. Right now, it's only in operation from the convention center to the Strip, but it's expected to expand over the years. This is a new underground tunnel that was designed to help people get from one side of the convention center to the other. And I know if you're hearing that, you're wondering why you don't just walk, but you're turning a 30-minute walk into a 2-minute drive. It also runs from Resorts World on the Strip back to the convention center, and there will be expansions going to Allegiant Stadium in the future. Now let's talk about the affordability that you have living in Las Vegas in comparison to other major West Coast cities. Because there is no secret that if you're moving from California to Vegas, you're gonna have a more affordable lifestyle here. Right now, the median price point for a single family home in Las Vegas is $455,000. If you were buying that exact same house in California, it's nearly double at $846,000. I remember when I moved to Las Vegas back in 2019, and houses then were only about $305,000. But with so many people moving to Las Vegas, of course, prices are going to continue to go up. But the reality of all of that, it's normal. Nobody's going to be able to get a price point of a home that somebody got 20 years ago. That's the value of real estate. It's always going to continue to grow. Prices are going to always go up, but if you look at other major metropolitan cities on the West Coast, Vegas is at the top when it comes to affordability. Let's say you're thinking about renting here in Las Vegas. You can rent in Las Vegas for about $1,500, but if you take that same rental and go to California, you're gonna spend nearly $3,000. I think that's why it makes Las Vegas that happy median, because you can get a really nice house, but not have to spend $1 million to get it. Now, probably the biggest reason why I love living in Las Vegas is the tax savings. Las Vegas is one of 9 states that have no state income tax. And with the rise of remote work, Las Vegas has turned into one of those popular destinations to move. Nearly 43% of the people that move to Las Vegas all come from California. Not only does Las Vegas have no state income tax, but there's also no inheritance estate tax or tax on retirees accounts. Something to note if you're a business owner is Las Vegas loves businesses, and a lot of their tax laws here work in your favor. As a business owner in Nevada, you don't have a corporate income tax, no franchise tax, no personal income tax, no estate tax, and no gift tax. If you're looking to move to Las Vegas, the tax savings alone should be a big reason why you choose this city. Before going into the cons about living in Las Vegas, if you're unfamiliar with who I am, my name is Chris Brown, and I'm a realtor here with Simply Vegas. And just like you, I wanted to move to a new city that not only made sense for my business, but also for my lifestyle. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, like this video, and click the bell so you don't miss any new videos and you always know what's going on here in Las Vegas. Now let's get into the cons. For someone interested in moving to Las Vegas, healthcare is going to be one of the top things you want to learn about. Nevada unfortunately has the highest percentage of 1-star hospitals of any state. In fact, the only 5-star hospital is in Reno, Nevada. We have a total of 14 hospitals, but only 4 of them have 3-star ratings. This whole star rating system is rated by things like death rate, safety of care, readmission, and patient experience. But some of these factors are actually out of the hands of the hospital. For example, readmission rates can be high if you're discharged from the hospital, but you have trouble completing recovery. If you have trouble completing recovery, that's going to cause you to get readmitted back to the hospital, which in return is going to make those rates go high. But out of the 4 3-star hospitals we have in Las Vegas, 3 of them are in Henderson. Even though we have these low rankings with our hospitals, our healthcare system is evolving the more people that move here, because there's always going to be a need for doctors in a growing city. Now let's talk about something that's important for those of you who have kids and are interested in the school systems here. The Las Vegas public school system ranks second to last for school quality among K through 12. Now these rankings are based off a number of college grads and literacy scores. The national average for money spent on taxable resources is 3.6%, and Nevada only spends 3.1% on those same taxable resources. These numbers can be low because of insufficient funds for the state. And for those of you who are watching this video and you're unsure about Las Vegas because of the public school system, don't worry, we have great private schools and charter schools. The next con I want to talk to you guys about is the weather. The main reason why people could find themselves not enjoying Vegas is because it gets really hot. The hottest times of the year for Las Vegas are May through September. But not only is Las Vegas really hot, but it also is dry with little humidity. The most humidity that you're gonna find in Las Vegas is when it rains, but we don't always get that much rain every year. Last year, Las Vegas only had 1.28 inches of rain. But when it does rain out here in Las Vegas, we tend to get monsoons and it causes flash flooding throughout the whole city. You see it every time it rains out here in Las Vegas. The Lic parking garage always floods. It really wasn't designed that well, and it floods every time we get a heavy amount of rain. And to be honest with you, your first summer here in Las Vegas is gonna be your worst. But let's be real, it's not like you're really sitting outside baking in the sun. You're usually going from point A to point B. The best things that I recommend to manage the heat out here in Las Vegas is make sure your AC works, stay hydrated, avoid leather seats, and get your windows tinted. I usually always carry a hydro flask with me, even in the winter. I'd also recommend an air purifier or a humidifier in your home. One of the biggest investments that I've seen my clients make out here in Las Vegas is a water softener. Once you live out here in Las Vegas for a while, you'll start to see that the water is a little harder, so getting a water softener keeps your skin and hair moisturized. Now, con number 4 is something that you can't escape even if your life depended on it. And if you guessed it, I'm talking about construction and traffic cones. It's everywhere in Las Vegas, no matter what street you turn on or what freeway you get on. People even joke about Las Vegas and say that our state flower is a construction cone. I mean, there's really so many cones throughout the city of Las Vegas, you start to wonder, are they really even fixing anything? Nevada is one of the fastest growing cities in the country, and I don't think they expected this many people wanting to live here. The city is constantly outgrowing itself, and expansion is always needed. They're going to need to make roads a little wider and expand the freeways. One of the biggest projects going on in Las Vegas right now is called Tropicana, where they're breaking down the entire Tropicana overpass bridge and they're rebuilding it to expand the lanes. For the past 5 years, Vegas has had a 2 to 3% increase in population every single year. You can find tons of new construction in the Sky Canyon area, the Southwest area, North Las Vegas, and Henderson. I do believe that once all these roads are completed, traffic is not going to be that big of a problem anymore. The final con about living in Las Vegas is the limited job market. I know I keep saying Las Vegas is the entertainment capital of the world, but I really mean that because most of the jobs here are heavily influenced by hospitality or tourism. So many people in Las Vegas work on the strip but live somewhere else in the city. Let's be honest, the hotels out here in Las Vegas fuel the economy, and that's why hospitality drives the job market. We have started to see an increase in tech companies coming out here like Amazon as well as Google. But as a whole, tourism makes up 32% of the jobs here in Las Vegas. Since 2021, there have been over 10,000 new businesses and over 180,000 new jobs added to this market. And I expect those numbers to continue going up as more people continue to move to Las Vegas. Although there's a con to every pro, if affordability and saving is important to you, I think Vegas is a no-brainer for you to make that change and move to. Because again, Las Vegas is the least expensive city that you can live in on the West Coast, and the good far outweighs the bad, especially with tax savings. For more videos about living in Las Vegas, check out one of my other videos around me on the screen. I appreciate y'all watching. I'll see you on the next one.